So at the start of this year, I completed 75 hard. Now, I wanted to make this video to showcase and to explain to you all of the highs and the lows of doing this 75 hard challenge. So before I start, what is 75 hard? So 75 hard is a challenge that you do for 75 days. Now, this includes various different activities that you have to stick to. For example, zero alcohol, no alcohol in this whole 75-day period. Every single day you have to do 2 workouts, and those 2 workouts have to be around 45 minutes long. One of them has to be inside, so for example, gym or whatever, and the other one has to be outside, so like running or skipping or whatever. So that's another thing. Also, you have to stick to a strict diet. Now, this can be any diet you want. For me, I just did like minimum processed foods and minimum sugar, but I'll get into that in a little bit. You also have to drink a gallon of water every day. You have to meditate daily, I believe. Actually, there is a few of them that I threw in there. For example, meditate daily. I don't think that's an actual thing, but I just added that in there as like a bonus, as well as plunge pools, like daily cold water exposure. I added that in as well, just as like an extra thing to make it a little bit more difficult. On top of this, you had to read 10 pages of a book every single day. So in the total time of doing this, I actually read 3 different books. But basically, I'm going to go into each different category of or like certain thing that I did, and I'm going to tell you about how I experienced it myself. Basically just to explain to you guys, whoever's watching, if you're going to be doing the 75 hard, or if you've done it, I'd love to hear your opinions. But yeah, this is how it went for me. So first off, zero alcohol. This, being from a UK and drinking, having a social group, this you'd think would be difficult for me, but surprisingly it wasn't, because I did a little bit of not a full like monk mode session. Before I start, this was from January 1st to, I believe, like March, I'm going to say March 15th, 16th, 17th. That's the 75 days. So New Year's Eve, I had my last drink of alcohol. I think I had some champagne, with all the family. Not champagne. Is it champagne? Bubbly? Yeah, I think it's champagne. Whatever you have, with all the family. 11:59, on the last day of 2023. So from that point on, I had no alcohol. You would have thought I would have struggled with it, but I actually didn't. And this is considering that I went on a cruise in this as well with all my friends. So all my friends are there, all my friends are drinking, you know what I mean? So I had the cruise to experience, and I didn't, I did pretty good. I was having like water or like Diet Coke, or like in some places like non-alcoholic drinks, like 0%. We even went in Amsterdam, we even went to the Heineken, the Heineken Museum, which is a beer, which is like where they give you free beer as part of your thing. And I'm like there having to like, yeah, do you want mine? You know what I mean? But then you got tokens at the end, so I got 0% Heineken kind of thing. So it was fitting in a little bit. And then on top of that, you've obviously got like social events, like, my friends, like parties. We're all going on like day drinking through the day, obviously. And then like, going into the night, and everyone's there, everyone's having a laugh, everyone's drinking. But the funny thing is, if like, when you realize that everyone gets confident when they have a drink. And if you just fit in with all these people that are just like, just drunk pretty much, if you just stop caring as well, you just have equally as much fun. So I actually generally enjoyed that. And do you want to know how much I spent on the whole night out? This is another bonus. I get to pay for parking. I get to like drive, so no one has to pay for taxis. So everyone gets it for free. All I have to do is pay like, like a $5 for parking or something. And then, I get to drive everyone home. I get to spend practically hardly anything on the night, because I'm just having waters or like, mocktails, stuff that doesn't cost too much. So I'm spending like £20 for the full night out, and all my friends are spending like 80 odd pound. Do you know what I mean? So yes, it went pretty well. It just depends on your lifestyle, though. Really, the alcohol one. Gallon of water. This wasn't too hard at all because, to be honest, I drink like a lot of water throughout the day anyway. I like to stay hydrated. Like the first thing I do every morning, pint of water, boom, and then throughout the day, like pint of water with every meal, and yeah, it just soon adds up. So that one wasn't one to actually worry about too much. On top of this, the 10 pages of a book. So like I said, I read 3 different books. Let me remind myself. I read The Secret. I read The Psychology of Persuasion, and I also read David Goggins' book, his first book that he released. So that was interesting because I don't really read that many books. And all I was doing, and I got my girlfriend on with this as well. Basically, before we go to bed, the last 10, probably like 20 minutes, pardon me, we'd just basically read a book, read 10 pages. And the thing is as well, it's really good, instead of going on your phone or something, because you're actually reading a book, you essentially just fall straight to sleep because, basically reading books, it tires you out and it makes you sleepy. It's a low effort thing, so your heart rate decreases, and then basically it's a good way to put you to sleep, essentially. So on top of this, the diet, the strict diet. See, I did sway a little bit with this in some situations. For example, on my strict diet, now, like I said, this can be anything, this kind of diet. But for me, I essentially did like minimum sugar, and like try and cut out most processed foods. Now, notice I didn't say all because obviously there's like sugar in fruit, and I didn't want to completely restrict my diet because it is good to have a balanced diet, a bit of everything. So I just minimized it. So I rarely ever had any sort of sugar. That were another thing. 0 chocolate. Now that was the struggle for me. 0 chocolate, because I love chocolate, you see. So that was the biggest issue. Like I said, especially going on the cruise where you've got essentially like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and we're going to places like like we went to like Germany, Amsterdam, like Belgium. Belgium's like the home of chocolate. Do you know what I mean? But we're just doing little things like instead of going to Belgium and having buying Belgium chocolate and eating it there, just literally having to save it for like a month and a half until I could actually eat it when I was outside the 75 hard period. So essentially that was that. Like I said, the constant food on the cruise, that was a little bit of an issue. I may have sneaked in, like a few cakes and stuff like that, but you have to, you sat there and there's like everything you can imagine. There's like chocolate cakes, and obviously I didn't have any of the chocolate cakes or anything like that. But yeah, so that was probably the hardest thing, the diet, definitely. And it was even like going round to we went round to my my friends, and we all watched the F1. Once again, everyone's having a drink and that. I'm on the non-alcoholic stuff. And they've got like cookies from like Costco and stuff, so like loads of cookies, you know what I mean? And I'm just there like, I can't really delve into these. So yeah, you have to be pretty disciplined, to be honest, in a lot of the situations. And the thing is, you can do it, and it like I'm not sat here, like I guess I was at the time, but I'm not sat here, like down the line now thinking, oh God, I really wish I had them cookies, because it's like, thing is, with a lot of food, it's like instant gratification. Do you know what I mean? It's like you'll eat it, it'll be nice for the 5 seconds that it's on your tongue, and then it's in your stomach, and then that's it. Do you know what I mean? Calories, boom. So I'd say that was the hardest bit of the diet. But once again, if you are going to do this, it's whatever diet you choose. So it's completely up to you. The 2 that I added was obviously meditate daily. I do this near enough every day anyway, so this wasn't too much of an issue for me. and also the daily plunge pull. Now I've got one of those Lumi like plunge pulls, like how big? Like probably up here, right? And I just refill it once a week. And I don't have any not heaters but chillers, I guess. I don't have any chillers that will, you know, keep it cold. I just use the, you know, the natural. I mean, it's UK. I mean, it's like 8 degrees. We're in April and it's 8 degrees. But bearing in mind, I did this from January to March. So, but if you do it, and bearing in mind before I go on, this is like a game changer. Daily plunge pulls. Ever since I started doing them, like I said, I'll go into my morning routine a bit in another video. But basically, wake up, pint of water, straight out into the cold plunge pool, like 4 a.m. Do you know what I mean? And bearing in mind, this is January, February, March, so it is pretty cold. And it instantly wakes you up. But I'll go into that in another video because I do want to talk a lot about plunge pools and like cold water exposure because it's really interesting. So they were the two that I added. What else haven't I talked about on this? Or is that it? Zero alcohol. Oh, the 2 exercises a day. So this was an interesting one. And the thing is, it's actually quite a lot. I mean, it does sound like it's 2 45-minute sessions. And the issue with this is what I was doing a lot of the time, for example, is actually, to be fair, instead of just doing a gym session, instead of driving to the gym, what I'd do is I'd do like a 45-minute jog to the gym. My girlfriend would go at the same time, but she'd drive, and then we'd both go back in the same car. So it's like doing stuff like that. But it's really time consuming. And the other thing I do is I go to the gym in the morning, like 4 a.m. or something, and then after work I'd like go on like either a jog or a walk. I did a lot of jogs at the start, but towards the middle and end I started spacing it out and just like walking to work and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There is loads of different ways to like incorporate like exercise and cardio and a workout, because I mean a 45-minute walk is a workout. It's a low intense workout, but it's a workout. And the thing is, doing that every day, believe it or not, does burn calories. Like at the end of this video, I'll probably, or somewhere in this video, I'll show some progress pictures. But yeah, that is essentially what I did for that. Like there was mornings where I'm like up at like 4 a.m. You know what I mean? I'm like shadow boxing in the garden, like listening to a podcast. It's like dark, and you know what I mean? I've just been in my plunge pool. I'm like warming up. Do you know what I mean? So like proper, like to most people, it's like really cringy, but it's stuff that I enjoy. And skipping was another big one. That was something that we was doing quite a lot. And I think this challenge would have been a lot better, personally, if I did it with someone. You know, it's a pretty hard challenge. Like, I'm currently doing 75 soft, like, which is like an easier version of this with like quite a few of my friends, which is good because now we can all like take into consideration, and like if someone's like messing up, we can kind of take accountability. That's the right word. So we can take accountability and we can tell each other. So basically what I'm saying is it probably would have been nice to do this with someone, but I don't know anyone who was willing to do this. Maybe next year, because I would like to do this again, but next year, but be even stricter probably, because the amount of what did I drop? Bearing in mind I did a 3-day water fast, but I went from 88 kg to 77 kg. So I lost 11 kg in this 75-day period, which seems like a lot, but I don't know. It seemed to work well for me, and I will definitely be doing this again. The one thing I would like to change, though, however, is the reading 10 pages of a book. See, with my daily schedule, I'm like at work, and I've especially doing the second exercise, for example, the running, that is like the perfect time to take in, like if you're listening to an audiobook, like that's the perfect time to do it, because then you're making your time even more efficient. You know what I mean? You don't have to spend 20 minutes at the end of the day reading a book when you could fit this into your workout as well. So basically, there's loads of ways, loads of little loopholes and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with my progress on this, doing 75 hard. Like I said, I'm doing 75 soft currently, which is an easier version before I go on my holidays and stuff like that. But it builds your discipline. You get motivated as hell, and some days you do slip, especially like, for example, on the exercises, when you have to do your outdoor exercise and it's been raining all day and it's raining, but you still have to get out there and, you know, do like a 45-minute jog or walk or whatever. So yeah, that was my experience with 75 hard. Highly recommend it. If you've got any questions, let me know down below. Here's the body transformation if I haven't shown it already. I'm really happy with the progress pictures. You can see a lot of fat around my hips and stomachs, which have shrunken. You kind of see my abs a little bit better. Not that I don't really have abs, to be fair. I mean, everyone has abs, but they're not really that defined. It's not the most amazing thing ever, but I'm very happy with the progress in the 75 days. Even the muscles look a lot more defined, obviously, because I've lost fat around them, but they also look bigger. It's not even like I've lost the muscle mass. But yeah, so that was that. Let me know if you're going to do it, and yeah, thank you. See you in a bit. Bye.